Excuse me, ma'am. Please, just one bite. The young waitress's voice trembled as she gently lifted the spoon toward the frail old woman, her hands steady despite the room's silence. The woman, fragile and pale, sat slumped in her chair, an oxygen tube under her nose and IV lines tangled like lifelines. She slowly turned her head away, lips pressed shut, heart almost too tired to keep beating. She hadn't eaten in days, but the girl didn't give up. She leaned closer, speaking like someone who still believed in miracles. And just as the spoon neared her mouth again, the doors burst open. Combat boots hammered against the hospital floor like a war drum. The room seemed to freeze in time. There he stood, tall, imposing, a warrior carved from steel. The Navy SEAL uniform clung to his broad frame, chest full of ribbons and scars that told stories too violent for words. His eyes scanned the scene, then locked on the waitress kneeling beside his dying mother, trying to feed her like she was family. "Who the hell are you?" His voice was sharp, commanding, the kind of voice that had cleared rooms and commanded battalions. The spoon shook in Anna's hand, but her gaze didn't drop. "Sir," she wouldn't eat for anyone. "I just thought maybe—" "You thought you'd do a nurse's job," he barked. "Who let you in here?" Fury bubbled under every word, but beneath the fury was fear, desperation, pain, because the warrior, the legend, was just a son. Logan stepped closer, towering over the table, his eyes locked onto his mother, the woman who once scrubbed motel bathrooms to pay for his military school, who skipped meals so he could grow strong, who prayed through every deployment and sent handwritten letters to war zones. Now she sat barely able to lift her head, fading away in silence. And the only one who noticed was a waitress. Anna stood her ground. "I work in the hospital cafeteria. I've seen her return untouched plates all week. No family, no visitors. The nurses are overloaded. I just couldn't watch her starve anymore." Logan's hands trembled as he slowly took the seat across from her. He didn't say a word, just watched. His mother opened her eyes, weak, glassy, and for a moment they locked on his. Her lips moved. One word. "Logan." His breath caught. He reached for her hand. It was cold but still there, still fighting. He tried to speak, but the lump in his throat wouldn't let the words through. So he just squeezed it tight. Anna dipped the spoon again, slowly bringing it to her lips. This time she opened her mouth, chewed, swallowed. She ate. The SEAL, who'd led operations in hostile territories, survived explosions, and buried teammates, sat there with tears streaming down his face as his mother took her first bites in 3 days. Not because of a doctor, not because of medication, but because of kindness. When the meal ended, Logan followed Anna into the hallway. "Why did you do that?" he asked, voice softer now. She pulled a small photo from her apron pocket, a woman with tired eyes and a brave smile. "My mom," she whispered. "Cancer, last year. She stopped eating too. Nurses were kind but busy. She died with no one to feed her. I made a promise. If I ever saw someone else like her, I wouldn't just walk by." Logan stared at the photo, then at the girl in front of him. No badge, no rank, no uniform. But somehow she'd done more for his mother than anyone else. Without saying a word, he straightened his back and saluted her. A Navy SEAL saluting a waitress. The next day, Logan used his connections to move his mother to a private care facility. Top tier, peaceful. But he had one condition. Anna could visit any time she wanted. 2 weeks later, his mother passed away, peacefully in her sleep, with dignity. A photo of her son in uniform and Anna in her apron rested beside her bed. At the funeral, Logan stood at the podium, medals shining on his chest. But when it was time to speak, he stepped aside and nodded toward Anna. She walked up slowly, nervous but strong. "She reminded me of my mom," Anna said softly. "Tough, brave, tired. All she needed was someone to sit beside her when the world moved on." When she finished, Logan placed a Navy SEAL coin, a rare honor, in her palm. "For bravery beyond the battlefield," he said, "for compassion when no one was watching." The crowd stood and clapped, Doctors, soldiers, strangers, all for a waitress who didn't look away. Some heroes wear uniforms, others wear aprons, but the truest ones show up when no one else does. Before we wrap up, tell us in the comments where you're watching from. If this story moved you, hit that like button, share your thoughts, and subscribe to be part of this growing community of dreamers and doers. Your next life-changing story might be just one click away.